Atma Namaste. My name is Acharya Danny. I'm a disciple of Grandmaster Choa. Today we'll talk about forgiveness. Now, everyone knows this term, and when I was young, we were all told, if there's a fight, forgive. And it was easy to understand what it meant. It was easy to understand the concept, but you never really learn how to do it until you get hurt. You never really learn how to forgive until you get hurt. And by this we mean, when you are hurt emotionally, or the pain is really deep. Now, the pain that we experience, the emotional pain that we experience, is usually greater when the person who has inflicted it is someone very, very close. If it's a total stranger, you can get mad, you can get angry, but within a certain period of time, you sort of forget the incident. You say that person you hardly see them after that event. Like, for example, you're in a shopping mall and you're trying to buy something and somebody jostles you and pushes you, and you interpret it, oh, this guy is a little bit rude. And sometimes there's an exchange of words. But that particular incident, you easily forget. You easily forgive. Forgive and forget, they say, Forgive and forget. Easy to do with minor things. But there are some serious events that happen in life where it's not so easy to do. Now, these are the challenging occasions. These are the times where you have to, it's like a final exams. You have to do your best. It's like a challenge that you have to take up really, really seriously. Now, the problem is, the moment you are in that situation, you don't see it as a challenge. The moment people are in a situation where someone betrays them, or someone does something really, really bad, and they feel emotionally, psychologically hurt, the last thing in your mind is, this is a challenge I have to overcome. Many people would feel, oh, that person is so bad, and keep thinking about how terrible the other person is. Now, Grandmaster Choa mentions in his Golden Lotus Sutras, Experiencing Being, he says we should not wallow in misery. When you meditate, when you think about the problem the other person has, when you think about how cruel the other person is, when you think about how disloyal or disrespectful the other person is, what's actually happening is you are meditating on that person. You are meditating on the person's negative qualities. And in spiritual practice, there's a saying, what you meditate on, you become. So when you constantly think about this person and what this person has done so bad to you, the terrible things this person has done to you, when you think about this constantly, you're meditating on a negative thing. And what happens? You become that which you're thinking about constantly. You become as worse as this other person. That's not exactly a pleasant objective in life. So, forgive and forget is the solution. When someone, again, this is very easy to say, and the concept is easy to understand. Someone hurts you, forgive them. But when you're right there in the middle of that situation, it's difficult. Sometimes it takes some people a few days. Sometimes it takes them a few months. On some occasions, it takes years before you're able to come to terms with the pain that the other person has inflicted on you. You're able to get to a position where you can say, okay, I forgive this person. Now, what does forgiveness mean? Forgiveness means, it's like this, in a train, inside the train, if it's really, really crowded, rush hour, you're going home, someone steps on your foot, you push them back. It's reflex. It's human nature. So when someone hurts you, it's reflex, it's human nature, you hurt them back. It's the law of the jungle. It's how we're wired to survive. So when you get pushed, you push back. Now, when you get hurt, you hurt them back. That is a natural human reaction. Forgiveness goes against the grain. Forgiveness says, when someone hurts you, don't push back. Don't hurt them back. Instead, say, it's okay, let bygones be bygones, I'm okay with it. Now, when you say I'm okay with it, it means a lot of things. It means, I'm okay with it means I'm not going to take revenge. That's one of the things you have to keep in mind. Forgiveness includes not just feeling, okay, the event is finished, I've come to terms with it. No, it's not sufficient. You have to tell yourself you're not going to take revenge, meaning you don't have any negative feelings of anger or desire that the other person should get his comeuppance someday. That should be gone. Forgiveness means, I know the other person, in your mind you say, I know you're trying to get through life just like I am. I know you're a child of God just like I am. I know that neither of us is perfect. So that time that you hurt me, you were not at your best. You are not perfect. You made a mistake. You hurt me. So what's the big deal? Everyone makes mistakes. Let it pass. That is forgiveness. Meaning you don't have an ounce of desire in your body to get even. You don't have even that small bit of wishing that they will suffer one day, that someone steals from them or someone makes them suffer the way you suffered. That should be gone. That is forgiveness. Now, when they say forgive and forget doesn't really mean you forget, because we all have good memories. It doesn't mean you sort of brainwash yourself, go to a hypnotist and say, please remove this memory from my mind. Not really. Forget means don't stay in your mind, don't stay focused on that event. Move on. Forget means get on with your life. Go on to the next phase. Just like when we live our lives, yesterday is forgotten. Forgotten in the sense that you're not living every second of that day. It's not Groundhog Day. No? You're living the next day and the next day and the next day. So this is how you forget. Focus on today. Yesterday is past. Yesterday is gone. You remember the events, and we need to remember because we need to learn from our past mistakes. We need to learn from these events. But we forget in the sense that we focus more on what is in front of us and not so much on what has happened in the past. So forgive and forget. Now, this is extremely helpful in relationships, because in relationships, especially between husband and wife, between boyfriend and girlfriend, when people are close, there's a tendency for friction. And Grandmaster Choa would use this example usually in his classes. He would say, put your hands together and rub them, and you feel friction. Then he would say, put your fingers apart and move them, no friction. That's how Grandmaster would explain. He says, when people are very, very close to each other, there's a tendency for them to rub each other the wrong way. There's a tendency for friction to happen. Friction in relationships is normal. Every person who is in a relationship knows there are good days, there are bad days. There are days, even between husband and wife, who have loved themselves for so long, or who on wedding day they promise we love each other till death do us part. It's not really smooth sailing all the way. There are many good days, but there are rough patches. These rough patches, this is when you forgive and forget. And the moment you forgive and forget, it helps you move the relationship on to a whole new level. You respect each other more, the relationship becomes better. This is the secret of how of people who are in relationships that have lasted a long time. They have learned to forgive and forget. So how do you forgive? Usually, if you're at a really low level in your life, you have to bring yourself up to a higher level, to a level where it's easier to forgive. Sometimes when there's so much pain within you, it's difficult to forgive. So what is one of the ways by which you can remove the pain? What is one of the ways by which you can bring yourself to a higher level so that you're in a position to actually forgive? One of the ways by which you can do this is to regularly practice the meditation on twin hearts. When you practice the meditation on twin hearts, you're actually blessing the whole world with forgiveness. Now, you cannot give what you do not have. So in the meditation, you have to actually feel a little bit of that feeling of forgiveness. You have to simulate it at the beginning and then bless it out to the world. But when you do this meditation sufficient number of times, at some point in time, you'll be actually genuinely producing that feeling of forgiveness. And as you bless the whole world with that feeling, with that energy, you know what they say, no? What you give out comes back to you. So as you forgive, you are forgiven. And this is extremely wonderfully therapeutic. It heals the heart, it heals the pain. It helps you move on and become a better person. Now we're going to go into the meditation in twin hearts. So reminder, during the meditation, you're supposed to keep your tongue on the palate, on the roof of your mouth, and just follow the simple instructions. Grandmaster Choa will ask you to raise your hands, so you raise your hands. And he will ask you to bless the earth. You will be blessing the earth from the heart chakra, the chakra in front of the physical heart, and you will be blessing the earth from the crown chakra, the chakra above your head. So just follow the simple instructions and you'll be doing the meditation in twin hearts. So raise your hands in front of you in blessing position. Now imagine the person you're trying to forgive or ask forgiveness from. Imagine this person in front of you and bless this person with forgiveness. Now when you bless with forgiveness, try to feel something from your heart. Try to simulate it if you can produce a genuine feeling. At least start with something. Start with a good feeling. Start with something nice, something positive which you want to send to this person. And it helps if you say the prayer. Bless the person with forgiveness. You can mentally say, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. Then bless the person also with peace. Bless the person with peace. Not just forgiveness, bless the person with forgiveness and peace. When you bless the person with peace, under the law of karma, no? What you give, you are going to receive. So when you bless a person with peace, you get peace right back, multiplied several times over. So that's why forgiveness is therapeutic. When you give peace, you receive peace. And when you receive peace, you have inner peace, you are comfortable with yourself. Now, after blessing the people who have hurt you with forgiveness, don't forget to also bless yourself. Sometimes we're hard on ourselves. Sometimes we don't forgive ourselves for the mistakes we've made in the past. So be nice to yourself. Forgive yourself too. Add yourself after you visualize the other person. Visualize yourself. Bless yourself also with peace, love, and forgiveness. Peace, love, and forgiveness. Now, sometimes the people we're blessing with forgiveness, you don't want to see them again in your life. So bless them with forgiveness and peace, and don't forget, cut the energy link. There's usually an energy link between people. Cut the energy link. Bless them with forgiveness and peace, and cut. However, with loved ones, you don't want to cut from them. So bless them with peace, love, and forgiveness. Bless them with forgiveness, peace, and love. Love magnetizes people. Love brings people together. Have a wonderful day. Atma Namaste.